Be intentional with where your money goes. Some tools are worth every single penny because they genuinely give you your time back or they make you better at what you do. And some are just shiny. Learn the difference and give yourself a little grace on the ones that turn out to be lessons learned. Welcome to Off the Memory Card, the podcast where photographers talk about everything but taking photos, because photography is only 10% photos and 90% building a life and business you love. I'm Kathleen Burns. Let's dive in. Okay, so when most of us got into photography, we thought the hard part was buying the gear. A camera, a couple of lenses, maybe a nice bag to lug it all around in, and then we'd be set, right? Boy, were we wrong, because here's the thing nobody warns you about when you're starting out. The camera and the lenses, those are big scary purchases, sure, but they're not the ones that quietly nibble at your bank account every single month. I was looking at my statement recently and oh my goodness, all the little charges, this subscription, that subscription, some of them I would fight you for. Some of them, well, we'll get to that. So that's what we're going to chat about today. The tools I actually pay for on a recurring basis, the monthly and yearly stuff that I use every single day to run this business. Not the occasional backdrop or prop or even new computer. Those are their own thing. I'm talking about the recurring ones, the ones that either I truly need to do my job or that make my job so much easier that I'm just not willing to give them up. And before we dive in, let me say this. This is not me telling you what you need to buy. Everybody's business is different. What's a must for me might be a complete waste for you, and that is totally okay. I've absolutely thrown money at shiny things because I convinced myself I need this. I've bought editing softwares in the past that I was sure were going to be life-changing, and then I never touched them again. But I try not to think of those as wasted money, more like lessons learned. So take what serves you here and leave the rest. All right, let's get into it. Number one, my Adobe bundle. This one is a non-negotiable for me. I am in Lightroom every single day. I'm in Photoshop every week, and I even use Adobe Premiere for things like editing this very podcast and the education videos that I make for Use That Camera. So for me, the full bundle earns its keep. But, and this is the part that matters, most photographers do not need all of that. If you are doing basic editing, you can absolutely get away with just Lightroom. Now, I actually thought Adobe didn't even offer a Lightroom Photoshop bundle. Turns out I was wrong. They do. It's called the Creative Cloud Photography Plan. It includes both Lightroom and Photoshop together. And here's the kicker. That bundle is actually cheaper than buying Photoshop all by itself. So if you do want both, please do not buy them separately. Get the photography plan. And if you truly just need Lightroom, there is a single Lightroom plan for that too. I'll put the current details in the show notes so you're not doing the math in your head, because I know I hate math too. Number two, Evoto. Now, I know I've talked about Evoto on here before, so if you've heard me sing its praises, just hang with me because it is worth revisiting. This one isn't about a must for everybody either, but I'd be doing you a disservice if I left it off the list because it has genuinely cut my editing time in half. In half, you guys. So Evoto is an AI-powered editing program, and full transparency, the very first time I opened it, I did the lazy thing. I kind of just let it edit a photo for me automatically. I wanted to see what it would do, and honestly, I hated it. It was a picture of me and my son, and we looked plastic, fake, not like us at all. I almost wrote the whole thing off right then and there. But then I actually sat down and learned it, and that changed everything because Evoto isn't really about letting the robot do your job for you. It's about all these individual tools that you get to control. There are masking options for days and sliders for everything, so you decide exactly how far you want to take it. You are the one driving. Here's the part that truly won me over though. It's how good it is at syncing your edits across the whole gallery. So let me paint you a picture. In Lightroom, say I soften someone's skin in a family photo and then try to sync that edit across the whole set. If there's a group of people, Lightroom has no clue whose skin I actually softened. It will happily slap that same edit onto the wrong person in the next shot every time. Evoto does not do that. It knows exactly who I applied each adjustment to, and it puts it back on that same person across every single image, even if everybody shuffled around and swapped spots between frames. Do you have any idea how much time that saves me? So let me make it real. Say I do a family session and dad has a little bit of glare in his glasses. Well, I can knock that glare down or take it out completely in one photo. Then mom is a little self-conscious about her double chin. And I say that with all the love because I am a mom who is self-conscious about my double chin. Well, there's a slider that tucks a little shadow right under there, so it just draws less attention to it. So I fixed that in the same photo. And then there's their sweet kiddo who is absolutely covered in bug bites, and mom asks so nicely if I can make those disappear. There's a slider for body blemishes. Bug bites are gone. I do all of that on one single image and then hit sync, and it carries every one of those fixes to the right person across the whole gallery. It doesn't care that they moved around between shots. The AI knows who is who. It's honestly a little bit magic. All right, moving on to number 3, use Session. This is my booking software, and I could not run my business without it, truly. I'm honestly not even sure how I ever did. Sometimes I look back and wonder. I originally signed up just for mini sessions, and if you've ever run minis, you know exactly why. You have dozens of people all trying to book the same day, sometimes the very same handful of time slots all at once. Trying to manage that by hand is impossible. You cannot keep it straight. 2 people went the same spot. You're chasing everybody down for their deposit. It is pure chaos. Use Session, let me set it and forget it. People book the exact slot they want, they pay their deposit right then and there, and they immediately get a confirmation email. Then they get a reminder email before their session and a thank you email after. All of it without me lifting a finger. I loved it so much for minis that I started using it for everything. Now I set the dates and times I'm actually available, and people just choose from my availability, not the other way around. I've got it organized by session type, so if someone wants a family session, that's exactly what they pick. And when they book, there's a short questionnaire I have them fill out that helps me actually prepare for their session before they ever walk in the door. It saves me so much back and forth. All right, number 4, and this one I've been dreading telling you about because it is hands down the one I hate the most. QuickBooks. I'll be honest with you, it is boring. It is a little bit confusing too, and it's just not fun. It's not the creative part of this job, not even a little bit. But you guys, it is so important. QuickBooks is where I keep track of everything on the money side. My payments, my invoices, my mileage, my taxes, all of it in one place. And here's the thing, I could complain about it all day long, and believe me, I do. But a business that isn't organized on the money side is a business that is going to bite you come tax time. So even though this is software I gripe about the most, it just might be the one that's the most important on this whole list. The boring stuff is what keeps the fun stuff running. Okay, number 5 is Canva. And good news on this one, you can absolutely start for free. In fact, I recommend that you do. The free version is great for templates, promoting your sessions, whipping up a new cover photo, really anything you need a quick template for. Now, I did eventually upgrade to Canva Pro just for the extra tools and features, but I happily used the free version for a long time first, so no pressure there. Start free, upgrade if and when you outgrow it. Okay, number 6, and this one is a little different because it isn't software at all. It's education, courses, memberships, workshops. Now, yes, I do offer these things myself. The membership is in its early stages. I actually think this might be the first time I've really mentioned it publicly. So more to come on that. But I also pay for them from other experts because I am not too proud to be a student. One example is newborn photography. I have a membership with Kelly Brown. It's Kelly Brown Online. Now, she is an incredible award-winning newborn photographer from Australia with decades of experience, and I have learned so much from her tutorials, her webinars. I have stood on this very podcast and preached about never letting yourself stop learning, and well, I practice what I preach. And here's what I really want you to hear on this one. You have to be willing to invest in yourself, not just in the software that helps you do the job, but in you, in getting better. The moment you decide you know enough is the moment you start to coast. So this is money I spend on purpose. And finally, number 7, the big one, my studio, the mortgage, and everything that comes along with it. Taxes, insurance, utilities, all of it. Now, let me be really clear here. This one is absolutely not a must, not even close. I shot for 5 years before I ever bought my own space, and I did just fine. Plenty of incredible photographers never get a studio at all. So why do I pay for it? Honestly, because I love it. I love having a dedicated space that is just for creating. I love building the sets. I love playing around with different lighting setups just to see what happens. And full transparency, I hate being cold. I will avoid shooting outside in the dead of winter at all costs. So for me, the studio isn't just a business expense, it's where the magic happens. But it took me years to get there, and that is exactly how it should be. So there you have it, the things I actually pay for month after month and why. Adobe, Evoto, Use Session, QuickBooks, Canva, my education, and my studio. And if there's one thing I hope you take away from this today, it's this. Be intentional with where your money goes. Some tools are worth every single penny because they genuinely give you your time back or they make you better at what you do. And some are just shiny. Learn the difference and give yourself a little grace on the ones that turn out to be lessons learned. We all have a few of those. Invest in the things that actually serve your business. And the biggest one of all, invest in yourself. If you found this helpful, would you be so kind to leave me a nice review? It helps this podcast grow and I would appreciate it so much. That is all for today. I'll see you next week. Be kind, work hard, and stay humble. Thanks for listening to Off the Memory Card. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you'd like some more support on your photography journey, head over to usethatcamera.com.